You know what, Kat? I'll tell you something. When you started making these promises to the people, to the TSP people, that we were just gonna start doing these podcasts more often and all of that, I thought you was on some bullshit. But
Typical
I,
black male looking negatively at a white man trying his best, but continue.
but one of the things that I did that I kind of forgot, like I knew this, kind of forgot, is that there's always going to be something for us to jump on and pontificate about. And I know that we had some other stuff that we wanted to get done today, but we had this thing come up last night, and it just so happens, like, I've been a big fan of Corey Holcomb for a long time, and I was a fan of Anton Daniels. Like, where does Anton Daniels come from? He used to be part of the Lepeath Network, and basically what they did, they would have these panel discussions where you would see that a lot of the issues within the black community are kind of laid bare via conversation. Large, 8 to 10 people kind of engaging. And, Lepeath Jr. and Anton Daniels ran it together. And then it's really, I thought it was really funny that Anton Daniels went and started making his own panels away from Lepeath. And you never heard a peep out of Lepeath. You didn't hear anything, there was some parting of ways there. And I thought that was a little interesting, but I started following Anton Daniels' his content because he was saying a lot of things that made a lot of sense. And I will say, as a person that agreed with a lot of the things that Anton Daniels was putting out there in 2022, 23, 24, I started to notice a shift in his content where a lot of the things that he would say just kind of seemed to be in that Officer Tatum, Candace Owens,
Your favorite creators.
the Hodge twins,
the Hodge twins is the biggest fall from grace. Continue though.
Yeah, but why? But before I go on, you tell me what your issue is with the Hodge twins.
Oh man, listen, and this is something that I said in yesterday's show, right? First off, I hate when YouTubers decide to get political because, I just do. Because Hodge twins just used to be funny. I don't give a fuck about what your political beliefs are. I don't care if you're red, blue, no matter who. I just don't care. But it just makes it harder for me to digest your content when it's just so overly bearing political. And I think when it comes down to the Hodge twins, the sad things, they used to make some pretty funny, interesting videos. Obviously, that mail review email.
Title of this email.
And then just some hilarious ass responses and comedic timing. And then they decided to kind of go with the whole right wing grift there, and it's just over the top right wing, and it's I don't care if you're conservative, I don't care if you're liberal, but it's just when it's over the top and it's extremely pandering. It just
gratuitous.
makes me what the fuck? Is this we really selling it? We selling ourselves for the bag, baby. We're selling our souls to that political party. It just it makes me look at them in definitely a negative light. That's
right.
Just me.
And I think we talked about this yesterday when we were talking about political affiliations and how the way that we look at politics is, here's a particular subject. We're going to analyze the subject to the best of our abilities, and we're going to come to a conclusion based upon what we know, and we're open to more information. We're open to changing our views if more information should arise. Would you say that that's pretty much how we do things?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's a pretty fair summarization of how we do things, yeah.
would you say that it is a do you think that we will say, you know what, we're going to support this particular platform or this particular politician simply because we agree on one or two issues? We're going to support them on a bunch of other issues without examining those issues.
No, that's not at all how this platform or how me or you as human beings work. We understand that on multiple issues, maybe you agree with a politician or somebody in Congress or a senator, yada, 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 governor. Maybe you agree with them on a couple things, but I feel like it's healthy to disagree with them on other things if you genuinely disagree with it. I think if you just, I'm blue no matter who, I'm red no matter what. I think those type of people, it's just it's a very ignorant place to live.
Yes.
Just,
and we have to kind of live in that environment with them. So one of the things that you should know is that Anton Daniels probably 2 or 3 years ago had somewhere around 150,000 to 175,000 subscribers. He was doing all right with sensible, conservative views, and it was very easy to see what his values were based upon his lifestyle, and he lived the life that he was espousing. Right. A lot of people were saying, oh, it's so hard to not live with good character, and he's like, well, it's really not that hard. I've only been with one woman in my life. We've been married for over 20 years. I take care of my daughter, the whole thing. So it was very easy to get behind Anton Daniels and his brand of morality.
Right.
But when you start going into 2025 and you kind of get to see, toward the end of 2024, he made it up over like 320,000 subscribers on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And now I just found out just a few minutes ago that he's well over 1 million. Now, we just talked about this yesterday, about the fact that one of the reasons why, besides the fact that we uploaded podcasts, like 20 in a row and then nothing for a year and a half.
Yeah,
is that
we suck at this. Yeah, let's just call
right?
it what it is. We're terrible content creators. Yes, continue.
Right. But at the same time, we were told when we first started this project and we were doing things the right way that we were going to have a lot of trouble finding traction. We're going to have a lot of trouble having success because we will not sell out to just left or right. We will look at a particular situation. We will evaluate those situations on their merits. We will give credit where credit is due. We will give criticism where criticism is due. Is that fair to say?
I mean, it's really fair to say. I mean, I think that it's been kind of known. I mean, obviously, year between episodes, it's hard to follow up with the lore. But it's been known that, regardless of me or your political affiliation or political leanings, we have the ability to look at the other side and maybe there's some valid points there. Or maybe if a story is being spun a different way and we kind of educate ourselves like, oh, maybe I was just wrong on this. Me or you have both not been fearful of saying like, hey, I was wrong on this and more information came out and it made me change my mind on something. Right. And I think that's personally healthy. But yes.
Right.
We've been very, very more, I would say, reason-based than emotionally based.
Right. I think that you and I have known each other something like 13, 14 years. And I think in that time, you've become a little bit more liberal and I've become a bit more conservative over that time. Right. Sometimes we have discussions. He's like, whoa. Hey, we get a little bit
it's
too
like,
Trumpy over
down,
here.
Officer Tatum. No.
So I bring this up in this introduction because Corey Holcomb had invited Anton Daniels onto this platform. Now, Corey Holcomb is one of those guys that whether you dislike his opinions or you're a big fan of 5150. You can always respect the fact that he is going to speak his mind. And it doesn't really matter what the subject is. Sometimes he sounds a lot more conservative. Other times he sounds more pro-black. Other times he's just not with the BS. And, right. He coined the term backdooria, talking about Hollywood and how a lot of them, kind of sell their back doors for a chance at fame and fortune.
Sell that hole, yeah.
That cornhole, right? So, they had a bit of a debate, and they weren't really backing down until Anton kind of started talking around some of the direct questions that Corey Holcomb was asking him. Anton would be asked about his, Anton is very quick to talk about the fact that he doesn't like liberal white women. He is very quick to talk about how he doesn't like black people. He doesn't like black culture. And he's quick to talk about black on black crime. But then when Corey says, well, we noticed that you have all of this for all these other groups, we notice that you have nothing to say about the shortcomings of white men. Never. Under any circumstances. And he's always got a reason and an answer why a bad behavior by a white man should be ignored, but it should be focused on with literally every other group of people in the country. And so, Corey just kept asking him directly, like, why will you not address the issues of how white men in this country have contributed to the things that are wrong in the United States? You only talk about other groups. You refuse to talk about your bosses. Hey, I don't got a boss. Well, you don't touch it as if they are your bosses. It's like, yo, dude, like, you're constantly kissing the ass of the white man. And Anton in Corey's house, basically, on his platform, you suck the dick of black people. Now, if you know black guys that are my age and older,
damn,
you don't play with that. You don't talk to a man and say anything having to do with that man sucking dick. Yes or no? Now, you and I, we have gone in on each other with all kinds of insults. What is one insult that we never use?
Well, first off, there's a few that I could come to mind that make this extremely viral. But yeah, no, I mean, like, listen, there's definitely some levels of respect there that's had. I mean, even though with friends, right? I could slightly see you saying that with your boy, like just being an ass. But to
never
say that to some, listen,
never.
I'm just saying, as the white delegation, I can see in some circumstances, maybe you're kind of roasting your boy, like, oh, you're a, whatever, right? I don't want to get demonetized here, but I'll say this. When you go in some dude's place or their apartment or their studio, and then you just straight up disrespect them like that, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy to talk to somebody you really don't know like that.
Like me, I'm not afraid to say it. I walked up on your lawn and I was like, yo, look at this fat fuck. All right?
Yeah.
But because we're men.
I'm like, dude, look at this FBI statistic.
Right? Like, we will go in on each other.
Yeah.
Right? We will even like joke about Ken Kniff. If you know, you know.
Oh, yeah, if you know, you know, yeah.
Right? Right? But I cannot think of a single time you've come at me on some dick sucker, cock sucker, blah blah blah. Not a single time. The entire, like, we've said a lot of questionable shit. We don't go there, and we're best fucking friends.
Yeah, like maybe with Lush, right? But that's no. I'm sorry, yo. I'm joking. No,
ouch.
But like, I listen.
He catches another stray.
He's gonna catch all these strays. But when it comes down to it, I would definitely agree. There's a certain level of like a line you don't cross, and especially when you don't know that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing. So
right,
but also I would say it kind of showcases, and I don't know. honestly either of these creators that well, right? You're
Yeah.
more of a fan than I am. I mean, it's typical white man not watching black shows. I
Oh
get it.
shit.
But
But Anton supports you.
listen, I don't need no support from a sellout. But when it comes down to it, listen, let's just keep it all the way real. I do look at like the Officer Tatum's. It seems like Daniels, if that's how his content is. Like I look at them like it's like that's like yeah,
Brother,
fuck black people. It's like it's just kind of it's grimy. I'm like damn, dude. Like listen, I get it. You know, maybe have some conservative viewpoints, but I've seen some videos by not just Tatum, but like other people in that sphere where it's like, yo, do you just like, are you Uncle Ruckus? You hate your own race that much? Like, that's crazy to me. And that just makes me dislike them, right?
Right.
I'm saying this as a white person. I'm just looking at you kind of slimy. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of weird. Like you really selling out your people. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's a certain level of disrespect that doesn't need to be had, and for him to be like, well, guess what? You're this. And it kind of showcased that he lost the argument right there. When you start going with those type of attacks, that just means like, yo, I got nothing to say. You know what? Fuck this guy. He's a cocksucker. Like, like there's you lost the argument right there.
Yeah, he can, and the thing that was not lost on me, because you know my father used to always say, don't see what people are showing you, see what's there.
Yeah.
And so when I watched how Anton comported himself, he was asked directly several times about why he refuses. Because the thing is, we understand that there are problems in the black community. We understand that there are problems in the Asian community. There are problems in the South Asian community. There are problems with...
There's problems in every community.
There's problems in every community, right?
Yeah.
You know that you cannot trust someone that is quick to talk about a whole bunch of hosts of problems, but when saying, well, wow, you're really well versed in all of these different conflicts. Well, what do you think about this conflict over there? And they're like, oh, I'll talk about that later. Or
because you already know why, right? Because that affects their money. And that's like the big sellout thing, right? Like when you restrict yourself from talking about certain things because you know your core audience has a certain viewpoint, you are a sellout, right? If you're not willing to tackle everything, and you know, because it's you know, I could really talk about like this white guy going to a black church and just ripping shops off, but you know that really doesn't kind of go into my audience and what they would like, and they'd probably try to justify it. But man, these black kids in Chicago are shooting each other up like hotcakes. I gotta cover that, and that's you know but I've seen on both sides of the aisle. But I think, like, for me personally with this situation, that I think as somebody that's is willing to degrade and insult and debase their own community, but not willing to call out one sect, I think is kind of wild. And it just showcases where their integrity as a man and a human being is. That's, you know.
So let me ask you something. You ever heard of this thing called Return to the Land?
Return? No. The fuck is that?
So I'm going to educate you on your white brethren.
That sounds some real is this some real racist shit? Because it sounds like some real racist shit.
You know your people. so
undefeated in school zones. Continue.
yo. I mean, they've been calling in nuclear medals and score streaks in schools and movie theaters for a long time. No. So this return to the land thing, right? Apparently these uneducated white men, and I have to say it because when you see how it ends up, then you're kind of like, oh yeah, only an uneducated white man would like hold these views and try to create this. So they had something called Return to the Land, where they wanted to create all white, all straight communities. They bought 2 parcels of land. I think one was in Missouri, and the other one was in Georgia, and
who's buying that? Go ahead.
And so they wanted to have this land where they can be separate and have their own communities, have their own economy where it's just for the straight people, just for the straight white people, right? They wanted to get away from regular society and all the things that they think are wrong with society, and we're not here for a referendum on that in particular. But what ends up happening is, and this is the funny part, right? Your favorite guys, Cap, the Hodge twins, went on Twitter and petitioned them. Hey, could you make an exception and allow us to come live with you?
No,
and the dude
way.
and the dude was like, and the dude was like,
wait, no, you're lying. There's no.
Dude, I don't. Dude, you know I joke, but I don't joke on the podcast. I joke off the podcast, right?
That is wild, bro. Holy
These
shit.
motherfuckers was like, can you please make an exception for us? And them motherfuckers was like, sorry, no, we can't. Sorry.
No, they sent like a FedEx thing of like that Michael Jackson like white bleach cream. Like, here, if you got this, you got the Sammy Sosa treatment. Maybe we'll consider it. That's crazy.
And what it underscores, Cap, and this is one of the things that I have to agree with people that I normally disagree with. The pro-blacks, I normally disagree with a lot of the pro-black statements, like, no interracial dating, all the stuff. I disagree with some of the stuff. But one of the things that I'm forced to agree with, because I'm just looking at reality. The racist white person, which is not you, Cap, it's not you. The racist white person will only consume the Hodge twins, the Tatums, the Candace Owens, the Nick Fuentes,
the token blacks for the Republican
community. Right? They only give, the thing is, and I think that a lot of these black people who are entrepreneurs, because let's just call it what it is, they are sellouts for hire. They're sellouts for profit. Right? They're no different than the guy that has a wife at home, goes to prison for 10 years, and then now he's got a relationship with a man in prison. They call it gay for the stay. Right? I look at Anton Daniels and Candace Owens and the Hodge twins as gay for the stay type people. If they went to prison, Candace Owens would have she would talk all of that conservative, I love white men thing. She would be in prison eating the muff. The Hodge twins would be bending over for some gang members in prison, because that's how they run their lives outside of prison. They're willing to sell their fucking souls to get a white dollar, not understanding that those people don't really like you anyway. Now, this is a fair comment. So we're going to touch this. So if people think different, they are tokens. It is interesting the way humans think. Well, I've already said that I think differently. But what did we establish here in the introduction that Mr. Lucas Ward missed out on? Well, we do not play for teams, right? We look at every individual situation. We evaluate it on the merits of that situation, and we come to an opinion for that particular situation. So most people that look like me are liberals in some way.
Yeah.
They're fiscal liberals and social conservatives. Most black people are social conservatives. All right? Most black people are social conservatives, especially black men. But me, I've become way more conservative as I've gotten older, which, they say the older you get, the more conservative you get. But the thing is, we're not talking about thinking different. We're talking about people who have an agenda and they never stray away from it, even when appropriate. If you can't call out a certain group of people when they fuck up, you can't be trusted. And I feel that way about the pro-blacks. I feel that way against the race traders too. And here's the thing. They're only being used as a sounding board to say the things that the silent majority is not allowed to say, because then they would lose their job. People start calling their employers and then say, oh, this person doesn't like this protected group, you have to fire them. So they rely on the Candace Owens and the Tatums. And so Candace Owens and the Tatums and the Hodge twins, they understand where their bread is buttered. So they will never deviate, even when appropriate. So thinking different to me is not playing for a team. Don't choose a team. You look at what's right, you look at what's wrong, you call a spade, no matter who's in the right or wrong. But when you refuse to call out a certain group of people because that's where your money is made, that's when you become a token. What do you think about that, Cap?
No, I think you're actually 100% right on that. And that's because he probably didn't see, obviously, the beginning of the stream, so we'll just kind of go from there. But, like, when it comes down to it, I think when you sell your soul and just stay on one side of the aisle, regardless of, like, any new information, new facts that come out, and just you're ride or die for that side, and you're either you bend the story, right, to fit that narrative that'd be comfortable for your audience, or B, you don't cover it at all. I think and this is actually just a problem, because this isn't just a conservative thing. Let's just call it what it is. This is a both sides of the aisle issue, where they understand where they're, like you said, where their bread is buttered, where they make their money, and where they're going to kind of get the most traction. It's really not profitable, right, to be nuanced. It's just not. Now, there's some people that claim that they love, like, I love fair and balanced. No, you don't. Shut the fuck up. You just want your viewpoints and perspective validified. That's it. You don't care about learning and educating yourself. And I think that the problem is it's kind of easy to do in this modern day social media / news cycle, where if, especially with the algorithms, like, you will be fed the content that you want to be fed if you don't want to dig. Yeah. And, like, my biggest criticism of, like, I mean, shoot, let me think of a lot, like Destinies of the world, or who's the guy that shocked his dog? The one who shocked his dog, Hassan, I think his name is.
Piker.
Like, So, like, left-wing scumbags like that, I would have the same opinion of them. Because it's like you're scumbags. Like, you know what you're doing. You're just placating to a certain audience. Yeah. And it's like, I've seen that bite them in the ass so many times, because they have to be, I mean, that would say an argument with the left wing. It's like, you have to be super, super over the top. Like, I have to hate everybody. I hate whites. I hate this. It's just crazy. Mm-hmm. You have to love something that in some cases it's just kind of wild. But yeah, I think the problem is that most creators understand that, especially if you're more in the political atmosphere, you're going to make more money. Like, dude, like I said, if we went on that sellout era, you got on your Officer Tatum stuff. I went on the whole, like, Captain Sellout, right? Dude,
color your hair blue.
Yeah, color my hair blue and just start screaming into the sky and, like, I don't know, just reacting negatively to anything Trump says or does. Like, we would make money. But the sad part is, when you actually have real conversations and kind of look into the facts, it's like, okay, like, I can see this side of the aisle, why they view it this certain way. And then, like, you look at the other thing, like, okay, I could kind of see where they're coming from. That doesn't make money. That doesn't get the ad revenue. Right. And that's why people like Anton Daniels, that's why people like Officer Tatum, that's why people like Candace Owens, they make a lot of money. And it's a smart grift, but I do look down on them, and I don't feel that they have very high integrity, because they don't usually cover the topics when they don't really go the way in which they believe it usually does.
Right. That's you know how that remind me of, and we're gonna see a little bit more examples in the future, because Time is undefeated. Do you remember the video vixen Stacey Dash?
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay, now Stacey Dash was like in the 90s. No. But she ran in those circles. She was in all of the music videos in the late 1990s. She was in a couple of movies. She was very, very good looking. Even now, the name way over the hill. She right. So Stacey Dash went on her Candace Owens arc about 10 years ago.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't she go on Breakfast Club, right? Like, you went on that Breakfast Club one? Like, there was a very viral, right? Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong and stuff like that. Yeah. And now, it's starting to kind of remember.
Yep. And it's so interesting, because Stacey Dash went and sucked conservative cock for so long. And then when they were just like, you know what? We're not, was she in Clueless?
I have no idea.
I don't know. But, like, when she was, like, going out there and, like, campaigning for, like, Republicans and declaring there's no such thing as racism and all this other stuff, right? But when the luster on that star, that when it faded, when the shine faded, what did she do? She tried to talk about, and she was chasing like old white men and their wealth and all of that, and got married to none of them. When all of that stuff, when she would, when she hit the wall and she was no longer in high demand, what did she do? Mea culpa. Oh, I'm going back to the black community now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now she's a woman without a nation. See, the thing is that when you sell out, and I'm talking about the white race trader, the ones that will try to make you feel guilty for being white and all of that stuff, you got to understand, the races that you are placating to, they still don't like or trust you. The people that are out there, trying to, bend over for the white, yes, massa, they still don't like or trust you. I had to tell, our friend Lutch, I had this discussion. I tried to. Oh yeah, Lucas, we're gonna Lucas. Your comments are so good. We're gonna kind of push it because it's a point that I want to make. We will get to your comments. I swear we will. Okay, because I've starred them. I've saved them. We are going to get there. Okay, just want you to know we're not ignoring you. Excuse me. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Where was I, Cap?
You were talking about Stacey Dash. She tried to go back into the black community, and then like they just essentially kind of what was it? What the hell did you say? She was trying to marry a bunch of older white men. Didn't work out. And then she's like, "Nah, I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back. Going back to the blacks." That's what she said.
Yeah, she tried to do she tried to do that whole thing, and when it fell apart, she started with her apology tour, her mea culpa tour, because of all the bad things she said about black people and black men in particular. So the thing is, now she's a woman without a nation. I strongly suspect that when the 15 minutes is up for all of these people that want to, play to these weird racial games, the identity politics games, in the end, they're going to be somebody that is just persona. Yeah, they're going to be persona non grata with everybody, because I really don't think that the people that they are catering to actually like or trust them. You're just the mouthpiece saying the things that they believe that they can't say safely.
I would say for pretty much most of these, I would say new age type entertainers, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ask Megyn Kelly.
Let's answer his second question first. Does the division in politics get annoying to you fellas at times? Now, Cap,
oh my god,
Cap, I'm gonna lay this up for you. When we first started TSP, we started it with one of the pillars being trying to bring back, civil, respectful conversations in the socio-political sphere for people that don't agree. That's what it started as, right? Yeah. And I remember my dad would disagree with some of your opinions, and you would get really upset about that, right? Just because you respected my dad so much, and then like he would say stuff, and you're just like, you know what, fuck it. We would get like 85% likes on a video or on a podcast, and you would focus on the 15%. And get really mad and be like, you know what?
It's true.
I'm quitting the show. You can do this on your own. I don't want to deal with this. Please tell the people how much you hate discussing politics, just in general, either on your hockey channel or here on TSP.
I hate it just with so much in my heart, bro. Like sometimes, bro, when I have to talk politics, like I look at that gun right there in the corner. I'm like, is today the day I finally do it? Right? No, I'm just joking. It's just in Minecraft or what the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, but like
no, Full Metal Jacket.
When it comes down to it, I generally hate talking politics because people are so fucking stupid. That's the biggest problem I have, is that there's no nuance, and that's the uncomfortability. That actually one of the reasons why we started our podcast, right, is because listen, I have some conservative leanings, right? I'm not afraid to say that, and I saw like when some crazy shit would happen, bro. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of wild. That's not right. And like, I'd have conservative friends like, oh, this you dirty liberal or some stupid shit on Facebook, which I deleted my Facebook.
This is how our friendship really.
Yeah, I can't take the stupidity anymore, and that like not to cut you off, but it makes it frustrating because when you try to have political conversations, it's red versus blue, no matter who. Like if you're not fully red, you're an idiot. If you're not fully blue, you're an idiot.
You're a rhino.
Where I just look at these people and I'm like, dude, it's shades of purple on a lot of these issues that are extremely complicated. One of the reasons why I don't like talking about gun laws or talking about guns in general as a gun owner myself is that, you know, if I'm not full red, like, I gotta have a tank, like, I want to shoot up the whole goddamn place, I'm not red enough.
Right.
If I'm like, okay, I don't believe in having restrictions towards guns and in certain aspects, I think you should be able to have whatever mag you want to have. For blue people, that's, oh my God, he's a Trumper. It just gets frustrating because, like, I feel like nobody's willing to
want to kill all the kids in Uvalde Elementary.
Well, yeah, and that actually happened on one of our videos. I remember, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. I'm like, yeah, like I'm looking to like fucking pop up a UAV and start getting kill streaks. Like, relax. I genuinely hate talking politics. It's one of the things I detest most in this world because I feel like unless you are in the room with the same person, right, where you can actually have a human conversation. And probably have a little bit more genuine, because that's the thing, right? When you're on the internet, it's hard to have that connection. I feel like because I've been in rooms with with a lot of Democrats, with a lot of Republicans, and you can have more fruitful conversations in person because first off, people aren't going to get super disrespectful because they're right face to face with you, right? So there's that threat of getting punched in the fucking mouth. Let's just call it what it is. And then there's the second thing. It's like, oh shit, like this dude's a human being just like me. Now, mind you, maybe there's some, like, wacko that's just, like, screaming about eugenics and shit, and that you're like, okay, whatever, Alex
Bill
Jones.
Gates!
Yeah, like, it's Bill Gates. But it is one of these, I generally don't like talking politics because it's frustrating to see that if you're not conservative, you're not liberal to some people, you're an idiot. And I think that we got to understand as human beings, like, dude, there's nuances to a lot of these different issues. But sorry, rant aside.
No, I love it. I love it. I see. I was the person that had to acquiesce to you because I'm not afraid of pushback. So the way that I see it is, you know, if everybody watches us and they're mad, then we were probably right, right? Like if I am very, very scared of me releasing an opinion and getting 100% likes because I'm missing something because nothing is black and white. Nothing.
No, that's true. That is true. That is the something that I've kind of learned and I've gotten better with. But it's one of those things that I think for me when I see certain comments where I get most frustrated is where people misconstrue what you say or like let's just say what it is, right? I'm no fucking professional speaker, right? I don't go to these TED Talks. Like, nobody listens to my dumb ass for that type of shit, right? Like, oh, we're going to talk about Call of Duty today, right? Nobody comes to me about any type of, like, serious, important conversation on a massive scale, right? But when it comes down to it, it's just... I
do, though, but because I know you.
Because you know me, right?
Yeah.
And because you're an idiot as well. No, I'm just joking. But I think when it comes down to it...
just as long as you don't accuse me of sucking dick, we good.
Well, no.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and the thing, you know, getting back to the original point, Anton went there with the dick sucking comment on purpose,
which is wild
because he didn't want to answer the question because he would have to look at himself in the mirror.
Yeah.
People who refuse, and you said this earlier, do you have the capacity to say, you know what? I rock with these people, but I admit that these people are imperfect and they don't always make right. Yeah, you're not gonna get the super chat saying that. You're not gonna get 10,000 subscribers on a daily basis. I mean, that motherfucker went from 318,000 to over 1 million in less than a year. And what do you think was the main thing? He went all in on I hate myself and people that look like me.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think there's valid arguments you can have about any community, like, about certain criticisms. I think it's just when you abstain from having criticisms of all communities, I think it's just you're definitely placating.
Yep.
And it's one of those things that it's hard for me to watch. I mean, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but it's hard for me to watch certain, I would say, channels, even with just like dash camera channels, right? Like those like policing or audit the police or whatever it is. Like some
audit the audit. Yeah, I love that
like
channel.
Not his channel per se, but I'm saying channels similar to that where they're like, you can tell the slant, right? Like you can definitely tell the slant. Like cop, like guys, suspect, not armed. 10 shots, mag dump in the back of the guy's head while he's running away unarmed.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, that was a good shoot. We should have really double tapped that bitch. Like, then I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like,
audit the audit calls it down the middle.
Yeah, no, but I was more not his channel.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the reaction. Yeah, the
some of those
body cam reaction channel. Yeah, yeah.
And then there's the other side of the coin where it's like a guy's like literally physically shooting at a cop, and the guy's like, he didn't need to lethally put him down. He just needed a hug. Like that's okay, like relax. So that's the problem I kind of have with a lot of that stuff. It's just I hate pandering so much, and it makes it like there's a lot of YouTube channels I've unsubscribed from altogether because it's like, oh God, you're going on. I feel like when I'm sorry for this. I feel like when YouTube is starting to die, like a channel's starting to die, it's like, you know what I can do to really just get fucking traction? Let's just go down the political wormhole regardless.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just fully send into this bitch. It is kind of crazy to me, but we're going to obviously talk about politics because we talk about whatever the fuck
we can't get away from it. It's part of everyday life now.
It is. But at the same time, it's like, it's not my favorite subject.
Yeah. Let me give you an example of what you're talking about where it hits home for me. Okay? I used to watch every single Family Guy episode.
Oh, way back? Like in the golden
Yeah, way back, right? Seth MacFarlane, anything he did, I would watch. Do you know when I broke apart and never watched Family Guy again and never looked at Seth MacFarlane the same way again? Somewhere around like 2020 or 2021, he made this grandiose announcement that Family Guy would no longer do jokes about gay people.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Right? Like, the thing is, if you want to be treated equally, let's just say we want to be treated equally, right? And you're a comedian. Everybody should be, right? Like, you remember one of the things, I was never like a big South Park guy, but one of the things that I always respected is, remember when Chef would like participate in the making fun of like all the different religions? And then
by the way, I know what story you're talking about. That came out to be false, by the way. The voice actor of Chef, that like when they did that famous Scientology episode and like kind of released what their beliefs were, like their legit beliefs. Turns out that the Scientology, that like cult, there's the one that released that statement from Chef, the voice actor for Chef. His son came out and said like, yeah, he thought he was fine with it. He was kind of forced to quit due to the
right, but that's what they do to people in Scientology.
Yeah,
right.
Except Tom Cruise, just like I guess I don't know.
He jumped on the couch though. But what did they do? Regardless of where the statement came from.
No,
what did they do? They doubled down. They doubled down on it. It like you gotta be an anybody killer. You can't just be like, everybody is fair game except for this group. Now you're actually, it's like the Streisand effect. Now you're actually drawing more negative attention because it's like, oh, well, you can make fun of black people, you can make fun of white people, you can make fun of straights, you can make fun of religious people, but all of us got to take a joke, but they can't?
Yeah.
No, to me, that's when Seth MacFarlane lost a lot of his credibility as a comedian, and I never consumed anything from him ever again because we can't have a free and equal society if people are getting special treatment.
I would say this, that like, 'cause I didn't even know about that. That is kind of crazy. I thought the quality of that show's dipped for like a while.
Well, when they stopped, what do you think? What do you think had something to do with that?
Yeah, I mean, because they had to be so protective with the speech and the people that they went after. I would agree. If you sorry for the byline. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
And that's why we say here, like I'm a person that I don't feel comfortable saying that I'm a liberal, because I used to say, you know what, I lean slightly left of center. That's what I used to say. But now, if somebody asks me what my political affiliation is, it's a case by case basis.
it's pretty much the same for me. It's just, I definitely have economically. I'm still very, I would say, lean conservative. But there's so many different issues and like just. I feel like when you just have one direct affiliation with one party and that's it, like you're red or blue either side,
It closes off your mind.
It does. It closes off your mind. I feel like it's. I will say this. I get why, right? Because the general populace. And this is gonna probably offend some people. But the general populace is very fucking stupid, right? So
Yeah.
red or blue, like
It's
that's
not really
just
their
kind of
fault,
easy.
though.
Yeah, but it's easier for them to kind of go along with that line of thoughts. I'm not saying I'm no fucking Nobel award-winning scholar. I'm pretty fucking retarded myself. But when it comes down to it, that's why it makes it very simple to make those decisions. Because we kind of agreed.
Yeah,
on
we
the
are.
shorter
Yeah,
show. There's one thing I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
One thing I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
Do you remember that whole controversy? It was like a month or so ago. All those comedians going to, what was that? Rihad.
Oh, yeah, when they went to the Middle East and oh my God, you took blood money and all of that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle had it right. Like, most of the money you make in America is blood money. What the fuck you talking about?
But listen, actually, this is where we differ. This is funny. That's funny. This could go into a whole conversation. Maybe we ain't another thing before this.
Yeah.
Like a guy like Bill Burr, though, that talks about a lot of like activism and shit like that, and like doing stuff like that. I never want to hear shit from you again. Just shut the fuck up. Tell your little fucking jokes. And I was a Bill Burr fan, right? There's some specials that kind of fell flat. But I just like, I don't want to hear no grandstanding from these comedians about any type of issues when you're going over there and you're doing this type of acts for like, oh yeah, you can't make this joke or that joke or this joke. It's like, really? Like, and you're going to say anything negative about, and again, U.S. has its own issues.
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of bending the knee and bending over and getting diddied over there for blood money. And again, I get what you're saying, and that Dave Chappelle maybe has some validity in that argument that it's like blood money here in the state, sure. But I just don't want to hear about any comedian being taken seriously about any type of social issues when you go over there and they're literally throwing the gays off roofs and shit. Like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I don't want to hear anything you have to say about social.
I mean, our government is now kidnapping presidents. So
yeah, but that's some G shit. We just took over.
I do want to get to this question because this actually struck a nerve with me. And we hope that Mr. Ward sticks around, because very reasonable individual. When I saw this comment,
great comments, yeah.
When I saw this, right, it reminded me of the last gaming live stream I did on the DEG channel. Do you know what game I was covering? When because I haven't touched my PS5 or my Xbox Series X in over 2 years. Like, I would call myself a gamer trader if you would have told me 10 or 20 years ago that I hadn't touched my consoles in more than 2 years. Okay?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay? Do you remember what game was the last game that I streamed on DEG before I just went straight to
probably that
fitness?
Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare game?
No, Infinite Warfare was like the last multiplayer, but then because, Activision started Activisioning with their skill-based matchmaking
was
and
it
fucking
that game with the arrows and shit like that? What game was that?
You got it.
Yeah, Horizon. Yeah, because I was watching that shit.
Now, this was the last game that I streamed on the DEG channel. And this speaks directly to my problem with, well, one of the problems with the gaming industry. Okay? Lucas made a very good point. That's why I like creating video games. All you need to do is make the game enjoyable.
Yeah, fair.
I started playing this game, which is actually a sequel to another game that I never played, right? Mm-hmm. But every single time, and you will see it if you watch the series that I did on this game, I would be getting into the game, and they gotta throw some feminist garbage in there.
Yeah,
and it's like
talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, can you just give me a good fucking story? I've already accepted your female supremacy in your right. I've already accepted your strong female lead, but that wasn't enough for you. You have to keep pressing the feminist button. Every dude in the game, every dude is either fucked up morals, or he's a coward, or he's weak and needs this woman to save him.
Yeah.
All the men are just horrible, and they need this woman and other women around the map to save them from themselves. And it's like,
game of the year, you're saying. Game of the year for you.
But like, the game mechanics are really good. The story progression is good. And then once I start to get immersed in it, they have to remind me that the future is female. Like, I'm not going to spend my time with the anti-male nonsense.
Sexist. You're sounding pretty sexist,
right? I'm not going to spend my time.
As a liberal podcast, I can't have you say this. He's half white. I'm half black. We are the half and half. Yeah, no, like this. And you know what I'm trolling right now. But no, yeah. I think listen, I would say this. I think it's interesting because I do have to get off here.
Yeah.
I would say for me, it's like maybe. But I think when we have to when there's video games and stories and things of that nature, I just want a good story. That's it. That's actually that's actually the sad part. I would say I'm not saying all gaming games, right? Because I play Arc Raiders right now. Mm-hmm. 2 different games I play, and they're good. Don't get me wrong, but I do miss like a really good story mode and like a campaign that I just feel like everyone prioritizes the multiplayer. And listen, that could be fun for sure. But I do miss like a good campaign where it's like, oh, that was good. That was a great game. Whether it was like military or fantasy or sci-fi. I feel like I don't feel like a lot of those games are made anymore.
Nope. Nope. So I do want to yeah, I mean, a lot of people have said, people are tired of superhero movies. No, we are tired of 2.25 hour lectures about how we're bad because we were born with a penis, and that's where Marvel went. We're always going to love superhero movies. We've been having Batman. I mean, that cheesy Adam West Batman show. I would still watch that shit today.
Well, actually, that's crazy because you said She-Hulk was your favorite TV series.
No, I didn't even bother. Mrs. Evil was watching it, and then I like for instance, there was this one Netflix show they had with the detective chick with no powers.
Oh, fuck! What
with the hot dark hair chick that plays her.
I'm trying to remember. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Damn.
Now listen, this is we're a couple idiots here. So
Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones. Yeah, that was. Yeah, Jessica Jones. Okay. She was kind of part of the Defenders with. Cage, and they had the Iron, the Iron Fist, and they had and Daredevil and the Punisher. They had that whole thing that they were building on the Netflix side of Marvel, right? Yeah. Well, Jessica Jones was one of those, and then when they gave up the rights, they basically just canceled the series, right? But I was loving Jessica Jones, but they just kept throwing the radical feminist shit in there, and it's like, yo, she can stand on her own without having to denigrate half of, or 75% of the viewership. Most comic book fans are males, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to do that to get your point across. Anton, you don't need to denigrate black people exclusively. You can call out the fuckery like you used to, and call out the fuckery wherever it's found. But since you've gone where you've gone, you can't be trusted. And the thing is, once you start playing on teams, your opinion can never be trusted again. And here on TSP, our opinions don't really mean shit, but at least you can trust that what we think is what we think, because we don't got any fucking political dog in the dog fight with Michael Vick. We don't.
Listen, we're a broke fucking channel.
We pay to bring you content.
Listen, exactly. So you can definitely tell we're not bought and paid for.
Yeah.
But yeah, good show.
Hey, but what if? Hey, but what if, Cap? They offer us $10,000 a month to hawk some FanDuel.
Fuck them. Like literally, I would literally. Like I get so discouraged. I gotta get out of here, but I get so discouraged when I see content creators like suck the cock of the gambling industry. Like, dude, like have some fucking integrity. Like, don't just like they lube up their own assholes to get penetrated. Like, it's crazy. I'm like, yo, I get you need the money, dog, but sometimes I don't know. Sometimes
not all money is good money. Yeah, and that's basically the point of this podcast. If somebody asks you a question, answer the question directly. Don't deflect, because once you start deflecting, you're already lost, and we know what you're about. And it's really sad because I used to be a massive fan of Anton Daniels. I used to watch all of his videos. I was rocking with him back in the days of the Lapeef Network. Okay, I go back. I go way back with Anton Daniels. But 2025 was like, you know what? You know, if you can't be impartial, or at least recognize and admit that you are partial, I can't really deal with you. And his performance last night really showed he is more willing to get punched in the face for bringing up some gay shit that nobody was talking about than answer the goddamn question.
Yo, shout out to Anton Daniels, man. You're in your sellout era. I respect it. Shout out to you, bro. Listen, fuck a soul. You can cry.
Get paid.
In your Porsche. Yeah, you can cry in your Porsche. So,
and he's got multiple Porsches.
Yeah, I didn't even know that because I don't watch this shit content. But when it comes down to it, some people have soul, some people don't. But we hear.
But you got red hair. What are you talking about?
Well, that's crazy. That's like, listen, as
what are you talking about, souls?
As a particular,
you're a ginger.
As a particular, yo, listen. Them fighting words, bro. Listen, I don't give a fuck. You're a cock.
Whoa. Hey, yo.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was about to do the Anton Daniels thing. That's probably gonna be.
I was about to move Mrs. Evil out the way. Come sit right next to you. Get right up in your face.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, listen.
I want to thank everybody that came through here. Vince Hildestat Sr., Lucas Ward, Sinister, Mrs. Evil, Making the Walk MMA. I've been wanting to make content with this guy for a while. My bad, guy. We need to get some shit together to talk some MMA, especially in the Paramount era. We got our Paramount. You fucked up, guys. Oh, wait, you didn't. Cat, you have to subscribe to Paramount Plus today, because the price is going up tomorrow. Don't fuck around. Get your yearly shit. Just eat the $120. Just eat it. Just eat it.
Oh my God.
It's a one-time. It's a one-time. We don't have to do pay-per-views anymore. But you gotta buy today, because tomorrow the yearly goes up to $140.
Yo, this is so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but we gotta lock in the low price. We got MMA coming up. We got the first fights of the year coming up either this weekend or next weekend. So yeah, you got get the yearly while it's still $120. It's going up to $140. They're raising prices the whole bit. Get in now.
All
right.
Where you fit in is what you're telling me?
We cover MMA on this channel, so definitely come back. Now that there are no more pay-per-views, we can do our Fifthly Casual MMA watch party, and not have to worry about extra cost and all that other stuff. So,
are you serious though? Like this is the last day they got this shit. Like
yeah. This is the last day. They're raising the price tomorrow.
Why? Because God hates me?
Yeah, we hope that you've subscribed to Paramount Plus to watch UFC with us. But yeah, I want to thank everybody that came through here. Like I said, Lucas had some really, and the thing is, he was very skeptical about where we were going, but we're very, very consistent here. If we don't like something that somebody does that we like, we're going to be more like we're fans of Abba and Preach. When they've gone wrong, I put videos up on this channel.
Oh man, I just did it. I just subscribed. Paramount.
All right, so that means we might get Captain Paul to show up for work on Saturdays.
I hate my fucking life. I just actually did that.
Yo, but we're gonna have crazy fun conversations, so it's all good. Thank y'all so much for watching. Any opinions that you guys have, if you think that we're fucking idiots and that straight white conservative men have never done anything wrong in the history of civilization, leave that comment down in the comment section down below. What else you got to say, Cap? You think you got a stew to make, right?
Yeah, I got stew to make. Anton Daniels, you're a fucking fag. Oh shit.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa! This is not low T! Whoa!
Sorry.